Think you understand the Ohio housing market? Well, think again, because today I'm about to reveal a massive shift that 99% of Ohio home buyers are going to completely miss. In some areas, we're seeing as much as 50% more active listings versus this time last year. The game is changing fast, and if you're planning to buy in Ohio in the next year, you don't want to miss this critical update. Hey, welcome. If you're new here, my name is Jason Ferrier. I've been grinding it out as a realtor and investor in Central Ohio for the last 7 years. Thanks for joining us on today's Ohio update. All about Ohio, all about the housing market. Let's get started right now. We're using Resi Club analytic data today. Lance Lambert out of Cincinnati, Ohio, has the best real estate data, I think, on the internet available to us. I'd encourage you to check out the link in my description below. So let's look at two things today. We're going to look at inventory levels and we're going to look at prices, because oftentimes inventory will drive prices. And what we're seeing overall in Ohio is an increased amount of homes for sale, starting with Franklin County. So check this out. You can see here, the 1 year change in home values in Franklin County, 3.6%. So values, average home value in Franklin County is up 3.6% compared to last year. 2 year change up 8.9, 3 year change 21%, 4 year change 36%, and 5 year change 52%. So a home purchased 5 years ago on average, according to Zillow data, is worth 52% more than it was when they bought it. Crazy. This is the same type of map, but now we're looking at the inventory trends. So in Franklin County, you can see the shift between January 2019 and January 2025. We're down 9.2% in active homes for sale. Right when the pandemic hit, it started to drop. Then we went down to 1,500. 934 active listings, then 782 homes for sale. Nuts, right? Now we're all the way back up to 1,600. So we're getting close to that pre-pandemic level of inventory. We actually have more inventory right now than we did 2018. So there's no doubt that more than 2022, we only had 782 homes for sale in the whole county. And again, more inventory will drive down prices. So let's go back to prices for a second in Franklin County and take a look at this. You've got 3.6% growth in home values, but if you look at the 5 year trend, we're averaging about 10% over the last 5 years, but now we're only up 3.6%. It looks to me like home price growth could be slowing. Hey, a quick reminder, do me a favor, subscribe to The Housing Nerd. I put a ton of time and energy into these videos and the data. I'd love it if you could subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out. Thanks, and back to my info. All right, so now we're going to go to Licking County out east, and that is the home of the new Intel Gigafactory. And a lot of people have projected that home values here would grow the most because of the Intel fever. In my opinion, the Intel fever has maybe been overdone, and it tacked on an extra 10 or 15 or 20% to home values. Whether that's speculative or not, I'm not sure. But look at this. 5 year change in home prices, 56.2%. Obviously, prices here have gone parabolic. Look at the 1 year price change, 3.8%. So prices are still going up, but not 10+% like they have over the last 5 years on average. Look at this. We only have 289 homes for sale right now as of January. We have a lot more than we did last year, 239. And look back in January 2021, we had 100 homes for sale. That's it in Licking County. I'm looking for prices to actually start to soften maybe in Licking County because inventory levels are rising so fast. We certainly have more homes on the market here than we did back in 2021. 2022, 23, and 2024. Inventory is growing in Licking County, home of the Intel project. All right, now we're going to go to Muskingum County. The price growth here has been exponential as well. Look at this, 1 year change, year over year, up 7.2%. One of the reasons why we're up 7.2% versus 3.8 like in Licking County or Franklin County could be the fact that homes in Muskingum County have traditionally been pretty affordable. So prices could probably run up there more than other areas. But look, 56.8% home price growth in the last 5 years. Nuts, right? Just completely unsustainable for locals. And let's look at inventory and see where that's gone. All right, so here's the inventory for the area. Down 37%. You can see right here, down 37% since before the pandemic. And look at some of these numbers. We only have 155 homes for sale in the entire county right now. Nuts. We got all the way down to 72 homes for sale in 2022. Just not going to have a price crash with that. All right, now we're going to look at Knox County, Ohio. That's just northeast of Columbus, and look at the price growth over the last 5 years, 56.9%. Knox County's up 6.5% year over year in home prices. Completely unsustainable for the locals. You got to feel for them. There's no doubt. I've helped people try to buy a house in Knox County. I've helped people sell houses in Knox County, and the prices there are truly crazy compared to where they were before the pandemic. There's no doubt. So how has inventory done there in Knox County? Let's find out. Inventory is still down 24% versus pre-pandemic levels. Again, less inventory, you're going to have higher prices. And look, it actually has been growing though. Like, look at the inventory in Knox County at one point, 31 homes for sale in 2021. Then I guess sellers got the memo and started putting homes on the market, but not a ton until this year. Now we have 108 homes for sale. So inventory has definitely exploded, and that may start to soften prices in an area like Knox County as we keep adding more and more houses on the market. Let's look at Delaware County, Ohio. You could see 1 year price change 3.7%, kind of what Franklin County is, but not what Knox County's seeing. They're over 6%, and Muskingum County is over 7% home price growth. Look at the 5 year change, a little less than the other areas, only up 46%. That's still a lot at the end of the day, right? So you're still up 8% on average year over year, or 8+%. So now let's look at inventory. Look at that, down 44% since January of 2019. But just like most everywhere else in Ohio and a lot of areas of the US, you're seeing more inventory start to build. Now we have 249 listings, where back in January 2024 had 217. Not a ton more, but a little more. So I wouldn't look for Delaware County to really change that much. I would think prices are going to continue to go up and up there. May have some softening, but probably not. The inventory there is just a bad situation. So now let's look at Hamilton County. That's where Cincinnati is. Look at the 1 year change, up 4%, kind of normal actually. 2 year change, 11%. Okay. Look at the 5 year change, 50.4%. However, let's take a look at their inventory, because I think Cincinnati is definitely when it comes to inventory. So look at inventory. You've got 44% fewer active listings now compared to January of 2019. But look, they are gaining active listings though. I mean, you can see it back in, look at 2022 in Hamilton County or Cincinnati, 647. Okay. That's like nothing, right? Now they've got 1,068. How were they doing before the pandemic? 1,800, it looks like in 2018, 2017 had 2,215. We're still way away from where they were before the pandemic, but there's certainly growing inventory, and that's a good thing if you're hoping for prices to come down somewhat, or you just want more selection of homes to buy. When you look at the entire state of Ohio, you really only have one county, Meigs County, that's down year over year in home values. Look at this. Meigs County 1 year change down 1% in home values. Look at the 5 year change, only up 20%. So values here haven't gone parabolic like they did, obviously, in central Ohio, like Delaware County, Franklin County, Licking County, and so forth. Look at Meigs County. It's all about inventory, folks. Shift between January 2019 and January 2025, 0% means they have just as much inventory now as they did before the pandemic. You can see that in the numbers below. So prices haven't really skyrocketed. They've kind of gone up at a normal pace. Pretty interesting. All right, now we're going to look at Cuyahoga County, which is Cleveland. Look at the 1 year change in home values, 6.5%. 5 year change, very similar to a lot of other counties in Ohio, up 50%. Just absolutely insane home price growth. Now let's look at inventory levels in Cuyahoga County. Down, I mean, this is just blows my mind. Down 47% in active listings, down 47%. I mean, it's very hard to have price discovery or price changes to the downside when you have almost half the homes for sale that you did back in 2019. So it's unsustainable for the locals and very, very sad. And I imagine a lot of the homes that are for sale probably are homes people don't want, maybe. So look at that. Now only 1,700 listings. This time last year, 1,600 listings. So a little more inventory. But look back in January of 2022, 1,400 listings. So they didn't get to the levels that Franklin County saw as far as homes for sale, but they're still way below what they were back before the pandemic. Now we're going to do Lucas County, which is Toledo, if I'm not mistaken. That 1 year change, 5.6% year over year in price growth. 2 year change, 12.9%. Look at the 5 year change, basically 50%. How's inventory doing there in Lucas County? Look at that. Down 53% since 2019. So remember I said at the beginning of the video, there are buyers finding opportunities. But if you're in Lucas County, or you're in a county like Cuyahoga County where you're seeing a huge difference from 2019 with active listings, meaning you have a lot less, well, it's going to be a lot harder to find an opportunity. You're really going to have to hunt versus an area where inventory is actually growing at a good clip, like in Franklin or Licking County. You may be able to find something that's sitting on the market. Here's another thing I thought was interesting. If you go down to the Ohio River, you can kind of see like some of these areas haven't experienced a massive growth of home values, like Monroe County up 20% in the last 5 years, Washington County up 29%, Belmont County up 24%. So we're not seeing that 50% growth. And if you go to active listings of homes for sale, you can kind of see what happens, right? You've got Monroe County, 25% more active listings than pre-pandemic, not fewer. Belmont County is up 3.1% in active homes for sale. Noble County up 14% active homes for sale. A lot of Ohioans, a lot of investors bitten by the Airbnb bug decided, I'm going to buy something in Hocking County and make it a cabin I can use on the weekends, and then also make a ton of money and become a millionaire really fast. Well, you can see home price growth there in the last 5 years, up 60% in Hocking County. Crazy. But look at the 1 year growth, 3.6%, coming back down to reality maybe. But when you're up 60% in 5 years, who the heck cares if you crash a couple years, right? Will they crash? I don't know. But man, there are a lot of Airbnbs there. I looked a couple days ago and I was going to take a little trip there, and I was shocked how many Airbnbs are available in Hocking Hills. Like, there's so much saturation there with listings for available to rent. It seems like maybe people got over their skis on the Airbnb phenomenon in Hocking Hills. But let's look at the inventory in Hocking Hills and see what we can find. So when I look at inventory in many areas of the state, inventory levels, remember, are lower than they were pre-pandemic, but not in Hocking Hills. Look at this. Inventory's up 7% in Hocking County. So if you're someone who's maybe looking to swipe an Airbnb from an investor who didn't know what they were doing and overbought, maybe now could be the time to start hunting and make some disrespectful offers. Shift between January 2019, January 2025, 7% more active listings. So listings there are actually growing, not shrinking. I'm going to show you a chart that I put out every month for the folks in my market in Central Ohio. And I can do this because I have access to the multiple listing service, and that granular detail is what's needed to put something like this together. This is a February housing market status report, and what this shows is what is occurring by school district in Central Ohio. And so instead of giving you a large, just broad update about a county, which we already did, I went granular here by school district, and I broke it down by price point. So this tells you the absorption rate by school district, by price point, meaning where are the opportunities to buy in Central Ohio by school district. This is the type of work every realtor should be doing in Central Ohio, and frankly, any market, if they actually want to add value and not just be a cheerleader. How this report works is it measures the months of supply, and then it tells you if it's a buyer's or seller's market. So the red boxes, the redder the box, the more sellers are in control. The bluer box, buyers are in control. And so it's broken down by price points and school district. So for instance, in Southwest Licking schools, this first one here, there are 2.5 months of supply for homes priced under 300 grand. For homes priced $300,000 to $500,000, there's 1.3 months of supply. And for homes priced over 500 grand, there's 3.9 months of supply. Generally speaking, as you get to the more expensive price points, there's more months of supply because there's more inventory and less people are actually buying the houses. As you scan this, and I can zoom out for a second so you can really see it. Again, the red areas are where the sellers have control. The blue areas where buyers have control. And you can see like Mount Vernon, $300,000 to $500,000 price range. There's actually maybe some opportunity there for buyers. 4.4 months of supply. Anything under 4 months of supply is a seller's market. 4 to 5 months of supply is a neutral market. 5 months or more of supply is a buyer's market. So they're creeping up on a buyer's market. But really pay attention to the $500,000 range. Look at this. And if I sort this on who has the biggest opportunity for buyer's markets, it's Johnstown, home of the Intel project. There are 9.3 months of supply on the market right now for homes priced over 500 grand in Johnstown, Ohio. Why? Because there's a lot of homes priced over 500 grand and there's not a lot of people actually buying them right now. Look at this. Groveport, 9 months of supply. Licking Heights, 6.5 months of supply. Mount Vernon, 4.5 months of supply. Southwest Licking, 3.9 months of supply. Reynoldsburg, 3.3. And Columbus City Schools, there's actually 3 months of supply for homes priced over $500,000. So right now I post this chart on Facebook. I also post it on my website. The link to my website's in the description below. Okay, so in summary, what's happening with the Buckeyes? Even though inventory is growing, I don't expect home prices to come down meaningfully anytime soon. We don't have that type of supply to cause some type of price disruption. If you'd like to know what's happening on a national level with home prices and other states, watch this video right here.